Good morning, everyone. I hope that you're having a great day. Today, we are going to be reading a story in our textbook entitled The Lost Child. Okay, it is on page 22 of your textbook. Before we begin, I do want to quickly introduce some vocabulary words to you. They may already be words that you understand or you have heard before, but I ask that you listen to them as I'm going to tell you what they mean in the context of the story itself. The first one is humanity. Now, this is in reference to a large crowd of people, okay? So it's just referring to that in and of itself, is people, okay? So brimming over means to be overflowing. So imagine a basket of something, and it's just overflowing. In this case, it's talking about brimming over with life and laughter. So that means that there is just a lot of life and laughter, okay, all around. The next word is lingering. Lingering means to stay focused on or to continue looking at. So in this case, his eyes were still lingering, so they were staying focused on whatever he was looking at. Receding means to be passing by, so it's getting further away from you, okay? Intercepting is a word that we have been introduced to. Remember that it means to cut off or to intercept. In math, we have intercepting lines. Those would be lines that come and they meet each other and then they keep going, okay? So they meet and then they just keep going in opposite directions. A tyrant is someone who has complete control over someone else. Usually this is in reference to a person controlling a country. If we say that they're a tyrant, they have complete control over what happens in other people's lives. Cautionary. Cautionary means warning. It's a synonym or meaning the same thing for warning. Abreast. A-B-R-E-A-S-T. This means to walk side by side. So if I say you're walking abreast to me, that means you're walking right next to me or side by side with me. Wild capers. Now, this is not a food you eat, although it can be a food you eat. A caper is a food. But in this case, it's referring to skipping wildly around. We say that they're running capers around. That means that they're skipping around. Okay? Converging, so this word means to meet. So intercepting means to meet, to cut off or to meet and then continue going, whereas converging just means to meet. Irresistibly means unable to stop. So if something is irresistible to you, then it means you're unable to say no. Let's see, convulsed. Convulsed means to shake, like to violently shake. So if you are convulsing with fear, it means you're just absolutely shaking with fear. Jostled. Jostled means to run into someone very hard. So if you've ever walked in the market and then been run into and you've kind of been shoved out of the way, that means you've been jostled, okay? The final word that I just want you to know is disconsolate. Disconsolate means unhappy or disappointed, okay? Now, I do want to say that this is a story written by an Indian author. So my pronunciation might be slightly off on some things. So I ask that you just have patience with me, as I'm sure you'll know what I'm meaning when I read it, as you will also be reading along in your textbook. Once again, this is on page 22.